In this session, we are going to talk about how to create a data flow. For that, I have to go into the Power BI service. Now, after going in the Power BI service, so in the home page, you can find different workspaces. So first head over to the workspace where you want to create a data flow. So I will go inside workspaces and I have these two workspaces currently created apart from this my workspace, Skill Squad 2 and Skill Squad reports. So I will go to this Skill Squad 2. Now this is a premium per user workspace. So here I want to create a data flow. For that, you can click on new option and over here you can find the option of data flow. We have already discussed what exactly a data flow is. So basically you will be importing a data set over here, and then on the top of it you can perform some ETL operations, and then you can also use that table to create some reports and further dashboards. So here you will get four options to create your data flow. The first one is defining new tables. The second one is linking the tables from other data flows. Then the third one is importing the model, and the fourth one is attaching a common data model folder. So here you would be using the Azure Lake storage. So we won't be focusing on this. We'd be focusing on the other ones. So first over here, where it says define new tables, I can click on add new tables. And then it would ask me from where do you want to import that data set. So I have Excel workbook, SQL Server database, SharePoint folder, text file, and then I also have the Power BI data flow legacy and data flows. So here what I can do is I'm not using any SQL Server or the Excel workbook directly, because again whenever you are using the SQL Server database you have to download a connector so that can you can connect to a SQL Server. So basically what exactly would happen is that whenever you were using the Power BI desktop version, so there you were importing the dataset and Power BI was making a copy of that dataset inside it. So over here exactly what would happen when you are pulling the data from the server, it is extracting that and you would be able to then use it in any reports or dashboards that you want. So basically it is not creating a copy, but it is giving you a live access to that data set, and whenever any changes would be happening in that data set you can refresh your data over here and the same changes would be reflecting over here. Now what I need is I need a text or CSV file that I can import. So I can click on text slash CSV and it would give me two options. The first one is link to file and upload the file. Basically it is a preview feature, so not exactly supported right now. So I can click on link to file. Now I need a link to that specific file which I want to import over here. So I'll show you this global superstore dataset that I have over here. I'm having approximately 14 records for this table, so I want to import this one over there. So in that case what I can do is I can click on file, and over here I have the share option. I will click on share and then I will choose publish to web option. Now this would publish my dataset to the web. So make sure that only limited users have the access to this dataset, because when you are publishing it to web, so with that you will be getting a link, and with that link anyone can access it. So you have to be very careful while doing this thing. This just for the practice purpose. Over here it is asking me what do you want to publish, so I will select the sheet, and I don't want to publish it as a web page, I want to publish it as a CSV file. So I can click on web page and I can use the comma separated values. Now it would give me a link, so I can basically copy this link. Also if you want to stop publishing it, you can use the stop publishing option from over here. If you decide to stop publishing it, then close it and again go to the Power BI web services. Now over here you can paste this link. After you have pasted this link you can click on next. Now you can see I can see the data over here. Again, if you want to make any changes to this data set, because this is generally for the purpose of ETL also, so you can click over here on the transform data, and now I can easily make the changes over here. So let's say I want to change the name of this table, so I can right click on over here, rename it, and I can say the name is orders. Then let's say I want to remove this particular column, so I can use the remove column options. I can also use the remove rows options if I want to remove any rows. Filter, sorting option is there, splitting the column option there. So all the things that I was able to do in the Power BI desktop, the same options are available over here. It is basically using the Power Query in online mode. After you have made these changes, you can just click on save and close, and it would save your data set. Now you want to name this data set. So let me name this data set as Skill Squad Global Superstore only, and click on save. Now the data flow that has been created, its name is skill squad global superstore. Now let's say you want to add some more tables over here. So I have another data set with me. I want to publish this also and bring it on that data flow under my skill squad superstore data set. So I can click on file, again click on share and publish to web, and I can choose a sheet and CSV file, copy this link. Now over here, what I can do is I can click over here in the add tables option. Again choose the kind of file that I want. So you can choose multiple files. As you can see, it is still giving me an option to use these files. I also have this upload option where I can basically browse the file and import it. Currently, I'm just choosing the web services. So here I can file the text slash CSV file, paste the link over here and click on next. If you want to transform the data, you can choose to transform it. Let me verify it doesn't have other columns apart from it. So here what I can do is basically I can promote this first row as a header and then I can just save it. So first let me rename it to say people or region head. Then I can use first row as a header option, give it some time. So the first row has been promoted as a header. I can click on save and close now. So now I have two different tables. Also, you will see that the changes have been saved and it is giving you an option to schedule a refresh. So what I can do is I can basically schedule a refresh because it is a live kind of data. So whatever changes I would be making over there, it should reflect over here. So for that, what I can do is I can use these options. So basically what I can do is I can just go back. Instead of using those options, I will refresh this where I am inside of my workspace, or if it is not showing you, you can just go inside the workspace. And while you are inside your workspace and your data flow is visible over here, you will see that I have got this option of refresh now, as well as the schedule refresh. So I can schedule a refresh, and under this refresh, I can configure it. I can say that you have to do a daily refresh and maximum, I think 8 is the limit. So I want to refresh it 2 times. So let's say I want to refresh it daily, and over here I will add the times. The first one should be 12 at night. The second one should be 12 p.m. So these are the two refreshes that I want to do. Then you can click on apply. Also, if you go in the data source credentials, you can see that the credentials are shown over here. So if you click on the edit credentials, you will find out that the URL is given. Okay, so it is basically pulling out the data from there. If you instantly want to refresh it, what you can do is, let's say that I go again back to that data set. So the data set that I was working on previously, the region head. So I'm adding or maybe removing two regions over here. So Oceania and Southeast Asia, I think I should just delete them. After you delete these, you can see that the changes have been saved to drive. Now the challenge over here is that when you are in your data flow, so again go back to the data flow. Over here, when you refresh it, would that too be removed or not? So let me check it. It has refreshed it and it is showing you the refreshed state, basically the date and the time of a refresh. Again, go back to this, choose the data set where you made the changes. So I can click over here in the edit table. It would again open the Power Query for me. So over here, I can still see Oceania and Southeast. So these were the two ones that I removed. Let me just click on refresh and see the changes are happening over here or not. So the changes are not happening. Now you can see this option that why this change is exactly not happening. Okay, it has refreshed it now. When I clicked on refreshed, if the changes are not happening and if you are still able to see this, you can come over here and you can find out. You can find out whether the path is fine or not, or whether you have set it up that correct link or not, so that it is able to pull out that data. After it has done that, you can basically save and close it, and it would bring your data back over here. So in this way, you can schedule a increment, you can schedule a refresh, and also you can confirm if your data is indeed getting refreshed or not. Now let's again go back to our workspace over here. If you think of creating a new data flow, so let me click on new and click on data flow. So the second option is of link tables from other data flows. So basically, if you are having any other data flow and if you want to link a table when there are multiple tables and they all have some kind of relationship among them, you want to link those tables, you can use this add link table options over there. The third one is the import model option. So what is this import model? So right now we are in the skill squad 2 workspace, and here we have this data flow. When I click over here in the ellipse icon, it says export JSON file. So basically, if you click on export JSON file, it would export the file for you in a JSON format, and that would be including your complete data flow. So let me rename it as test data flow. Now let's say if you are in any other workspace over here, so I can go in the workspace, I can select skill squad reports. Here I'm not having any kind of data flow, and if I want to bring that data flow over here, so what I can do is I can click on new, click on data flow. I can use the import model option, and over here I can choose the test data flow. It would then bring that data flow over here. So again, you can go in the workspace and you will find the data flow over here. Now let's see that it is holding all those properties or not. So for example, if you click on the schedule refresh, and if you configure this refresh, so let me add 2 times over here, 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. Go in the data source credentials, click on the edit credentials. So you can see that it is still holding up that URL. So no matter which workspace you are using, we are just importing and exporting those data flows over there. So it is holding that URL and you will be easily able to use it. So this is how you can create the data flows. Again, if you want to create some more data flows using another data sources, you can do it. So go in the data flow option and click on add new tables, and here you are having the multiple options to connect or to make a data flow from these many new data sources. If you click on view more, it would be giving you basically other data sources as well. So it is not practically feasible to discuss all these data sources, so you can try to connect with all these one by one, and whatever you have access of. For example, if you have the access to this KQL databases, you can also try to use this. Or if you want to import it from a folder, you can click on folder and you can give the folders path over here. So basically the fair idea is that whenever you are having any data set online, you can use it. If you are having it on premises, so you have to download a connector that can basically take that data online whenever you are making the changes to it. So this was all for data flows. In the next session, we will be talking about how can you create the reports with the help of these data flows. Thank you.